Hi there, I'm Audrey Sutton Mills. Today I wanted to share with you a little piece from my book called Quiet the Itty Bitty Shitty Committee, 5 Self-Love Tools to Silence the Inner Critic and Reclaim Your Worth. In this book, I talk about our inner critic and our true self. And one of the ways that you can tell whether you're listening to your true self or your inner critic is what I call the alignment line. So imagine you have this invisible line. It's kind of like a barometer, just saying like, oh, am I aligned with my inner critic below the line, or am I aligned with my inner truth, my true self above the line? So some of the ways that we can tell if we're below this alignment line, connected with our itty bitty shitty committee, are physical, mental, emotional, and energetic ways. So sometimes these triggers are subtle, where we don't notice it, and they keep carrying us below the line, or sometimes they're really big. So some examples, physically, you might feel tight or stuck or like stressed and clenched. You might feel exhausted and overwhelmed. Mentally, that could be overwhelmed or foggy, can't focus, chattery mind, doing the mental math all the time, calculating somewhere other than right here in the present moment. Energetically, you could feel stressed, lethargic, tired, depleted. And then emotionally, you get what we feel like when we're below line? It feels yucky. Even just talking about this, can you feel your shoulders kind of weigh down? It feels heavy, doesn't it? So those energetically, we can feel heavy or tired or lethargic or just unmotivated. All those negative feelings, emotions, sensations we hate feeling, that really drags us down. But the good news is once we're aware, then we can choose. And that's one of my self-love tools. The very first one is consciousness. When we're conscious, then we can choose. And that is power. Then, so when you're below the line, you're stuck in these different triggers that feel really heavy and negative. And if you're not aware of them, you keep spiraling below, and eventually we might actually lash out at somebody else, putting that onto somebody else. Then we have above the line, and we've all felt this too. We've totally alignment with our true self. So physically you might feel open and strong and carefree and just fit and healthy and vibrant, not tired, the opposite of below the line energy, right? Mentally, we perhaps might be clear, creative, productive, at ease in our mind. And then energetically, emotionally, again, we might feel really light and open, grateful, abundant, radiant, alive. And there's a different vibration, there's a different energy that our true self carries versus our negative false self. And the reason why I love this, the alignment line, I mean, literally I'll tell my partner, if I'm just feeling like yuck, he'll know, because I come in and I already feel these triggers, and I'll just be like, I'm sorry, I'm just below the line right now. Like, I need to get it together. I'll come back, And so we have this dialogue, and it really is helpful because once we're aware of it, we can change it. So once you know now above the line versus below the line, this is your barometer of, you can notice when you're triggered and when you're off center. And on my website, audreysuttonmills.com, I have an 11-page free workbook, as well as a meditation for you to go through, to actually go through like, what are my exact triggers of and red flags of when I'm below the line, connected to the inner critic, and when am I at my true self. And so you can go on my website, audreysuttonmills.com, and download that today. It's free. It's 11 beautiful pages, plus a meditation to help you know yourself more. And today I wanted to share with you one of the ways, I have a bunch of ways, but one of the practices that can shift you above the line. So once you notice like, oh no, my shoulders are gripping, my jaw is clenching, I have a headache, I'm getting really negative and pissed off at people, and I'm pointing the finger and starting to blame, and then I feel like just really overwhelmed, you can stop and breathe and use one of these practices that I teach you in my book. And I wanted to share it with you today, and it's called Change the Channel. So change the channel. Attuning to your heart rather than your mind's fear-based chatter is a quick way to rise above the line and align with your true self. The Itty Bitty Shitty Committee is loud, bossy, relentless, echoing all the critical voices you've absorbed over the years. But beneath that noise is a gentler voice, the voice of your true self, your heart. Your heart doesn't scream. it whispers. It offers compassion, creativity, and the deep knowing that you'll be okay. When you listen closely, you feel clarity, openness, and peace. That is your soul's loving guidance, your deeper truth. When you catch yourself slipping below the line, try changing the channel. It's like turning the dial from a static-filled station to one playing your favorite song, the one your soul already knows by heart. Pause and notice what your inner critic is saying. Write down what the committee says. Then place your hands on your heart, take a few breaths, and ask, what does my heart know to be true? This simple practice shifts you out of the itty bitty shitty committee's grip and back into alignment with your heart's wisdom. The mind's chatter keeps us stuck in fear and judgment, but the heart's whisper sets us free. It shows a clearer path forward, always with love. Each time you attune to your heart and listen to it, you return to the part of you that is eternally loving, supportive, and wise. I hope this tiny practice creates a big ripple effect in how you relate to these triggers that pull you below the line. And once you can notice that you've dipped and you've slipped from your true self, perhaps start to practice this, bring this in daily, of changing the channel, of noticing what the inner critic says, noticing its voice and tone, its negativity, its relentless chatter and judgment. And then you can pause and take a breath, step back from it, and imagine changing the channel of attuning to your heart, asking, what does my heart want to be? What does my heart know to be true? And what does my heart want me to know? And the more that you listen to the whisper of your heart, it always leads you to the truth. And this is the work, right? To quiet the mind, to tune into the divine. Because the mind shouts so loud and our heart whispers, always with love, always with truth. Thank you so much for being here. If this was helpful, please like this video, like this podcast, and share it, review it. And if this resonates with you, my book, Quiet the Itty Bitty Shitty Committee, is out. You can buy it on Amazon or anywhere where books are sold. I love connecting with you, so please, in the comments, if you're on YouTube, write how this is working for you, how it's not. I'd love to hear from you, and how listening to your heart, the truth, is leading the way, and how that's helping you. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste.